Hello, and thank you for showing interest in Planning Application 2024-01200, which is a proposed amendment to an existing development agreement to add an additional 16 dwelling units to an existing development agreement at 2 Koussa Lane in Cole Harbour. My name is Craig Warnell, and I'm a planner with the Halifax Regional Municipalities Planning and Development Department. I have been assigned to manage this application through the planning process. This presentation will provide information on the proposed development agreement. This application is currently in the public consultation stage, and we're requesting your feedback on the proposal. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. HRM acknowledges the peace and friendship treaties signed by this territory and recognizes that we are all treaty people. We would also like to affirm that we are in the decade for people of African descent. African Nova Scotians are a distinct founding people in our community who have been a key part of the Nova Scotian culture and history. We acknowledge that African teachings, strength, and perseverance continue to challenge and inspire our community. The purpose of this public consultation is information sharing, for staff to share information on the proposal and process. More importantly, this is an opportunity for the public to share their concerns, comments, and feedback on the proposal. Please note the feedback provided will inform the process and will form part of the public record. A summary of the responses received will be included in the staff report to Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council prior to their decision on the proposal. No decisions on the application will be made at this stage. What is my role in all of this? I'm the planner assigned to the case, meaning I manage the application through the planning process at its various stages, such as this one, the public consultation stage. I'm also the main point of contact for the applicant and general public regarding the application. Lastly, I draft reports, negotiate with the applicant, and make a recommendation to Halifax and West Community Council for their consideration on whether to approve or refuse the application. The applicant is OT Developments, who is representing the property owner. The property in question is located at 2 Koussa Lane in Cole Harbour. The proposal is to amend the existing development agreement, which permits 16 townhome units across the development, to also include an additional 16 units. Please note that there has been no changes to the footprints or the built form of the original buildings in the proposal. The image shown on the left is the site, which consists of two parcels shown with a red box at the terminus of Evergreen Drive. This aerial map shows the existing development patterns and land uses in the area. On the right is a closer look at the site, with the property boundaries outlined in red. The subject site is surrounded by a mix of residential and commercial developments, and also abuts a residential subdivision and seniors care facility. The site is approximately 7,867 square meters, with approximately 66 meters of road frontage along Evergreen Drive. The following two slides are to provide a bit of neighborhood context. This established residential neighborhood is predominantly made up of single-unit, one- and two-story homes, and serviced by bus routes along Cole Harbour Road, Poplar Drive, and Forest Hills Parkway. Additionally, there are several existing commercial uses that surround the project location, including a commercial plaza to the southeast. These large buildings occupy large portions on the lot on which they sit and provide services for residents within walking distance. Northwest of the site is the Forest Hills Seniors Complex. The approved development agreement is currently split into two phases. Currently, Phase 1 is under construction, and as of September 25, 2025, footings are in the ground, and site work is ongoing. When a planning application is made, it is often enabled by planning policies, meaning it was envisioned that development would happen here, and rules and guidelines were written to help shape what development would look like. Planning in HRM consists of 3 levels of documents. It starts with the regional plan, which is a very high level and identifies where population growth could occur and where investment of services like transit, pipe water, and sewer should occur. The second level of planning policies is the community plan. This plan is focused on a specific geographic area and gets more detailed on what type of development should happen and where. Often, planning applications, which require approval by council, are enabled in this plan. For this application, the applicable community plan is the Cole Harbour and Westfall Municipal Planning Strategy. The third level, and most detailed planning document we have, is the Land Use Bylaw. This outlines specific zoning and regulations that don't require a special approval by council. If you meet the requirements of the Land Use Bylaw, a permit can be applied for and approved by our development officers. A brief review of the applicable planning policies and bylaws indicate that this development falls under the jurisdiction of the Cole Harbour and Westfall Municipal Planning Strategy and corresponding land use bylaw. The site is fully serviced by municipal water and sewer and is currently zoned R1 or single unit dwelling zone with a split P2 or community facility zone portion abutting the school site. This property is designated as urban residential, and there is an existing approval in place for 16-unit townhouse development through the development agreement registered to the site. Its configuration includes 4 separate buildings spread across 2 lots. The enabling policies relevant to this development are UR8 and IM11 as outlined in the Cole Harbour and Westfall Municipal Planning Strategy. The initial development agreement was approved through policies UR8 and IM11 of the Cole Harbour and Westfall Municipal Planning Strategy, as is the amendment. These policies allow for townhouse developments without direct access to major and minor collector streets as long as key criteria are met, like having adequate municipal services, a compatible building design, and considers the proximity to surrounding community facilities. This agreement also ensures the development fits well within the surrounding neighborhood and meets the broader planning goals of IM11. This chart outlines the different stages an application goes through in our planning process. We're currently in the public consultation stage. Staff will write a report and draft planning documents, including a recommendation to the Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council for their consideration. Community Council will then make a decision on whether to approve or refuse the application during their public hearing, at which members of the public can voice their feedback directly to Council before their decision is made. The decision of Council following the public hearing is appealable, and there is a 14-day appeal period. Thank you for taking the time for listening to this presentation. For more opportunities to learn more and provide feedback, we ask that you 1. Visit the application website highlighted in yellow to view the submitted materials which go into further detail on the proposed development. Or 2. Email or call me at the contact information listed on the slide. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.